But
Okay.
yesterday, if you guys don't know, I like The Ringer. I think they do a really good job.
You're obsessed with The Ringer.
I'm not obsessed. I just think they do a good job, and they have different
Not a Bill
niches
Simmons
for
fan.
everything. Well, Simmons isn't in any of this stuff. This is Kevin O'Connor, who was on the NBA
Oh, Kevin
Draft
O'Connor's good.
Ringer show, and he was talking about draft rumors he had heard just from discussions with scouts across the league, and he mentioned he had heard the Cavs may potentially be looking to trade into the draft lottery. The NBA draft's now in 13 days. It's 2 weeks from yesterday, 13 days from today. The Cavs have the 20th pick in the draft. Jason, have you heard anything about the Cavs trying to trade up? And then B, do you think it makes sense and is logical for the Cavs to attempt to get into the lottery? And do they have the assets to even make a move from 20 into the lottery? It's a weird draft.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really know what you're getting, but would you be a fan of the Cavs trying to make a move like that?
I have spent zero time on the draft. I'm not going to be a phony, as Bull would say. And maybe that's bad of me. Maybe
No, it's not bad at all.
I've spent zero time.
I think people respect authenticity.
Yes.
So I don't know if they have
Yeah.
or not, but it makes sense from the point of this is the last pick that they control for the next 5 years. So this is a really important pick.
Yeah.
And they lose their pick next year, and then it's a swap with Utah. So they'll still have a 1, but it'll be the worst of their picking the Utah pick. And so for the next 5 years, they don't control their own draft. So that makes this a really important pick. And there's the Bronny thing that's lingering over this entire draft. And I'm just going to state it for the record.
Yeah.
The Bronny thing is hovering over this entire draft.
Would they have to trade up from 20 to get Bronny?
No.
Only if you want to get ahead of the Lakers. If you think that LA is going to take him at 17.
Where are the Lakers picking?
17.
Okay, that's interesting. When does LeBron have to make his decision by? The first week of July?
Whenever he wants. July.
But around the same time as Donovan, right?
It's around, yeah. Normally LeBron is wrapped up by the first 7 to 10 days of July.
There's no chance. I shouldn't say there's no chance. You think there's any chance that Donovan would not want to play with LeBron?
Do I think that? No, I would say he would. Donovan wants to win.
Yeah.
Donovan's first post.
Donovan's made his money.
Yeah.
He's got his money.
Right.
He wants to win.
Donovan's post when he became a Cleveland Cavaliers was when he took a picture of him wearing a LeBron James jersey and a Cavs jersey. So I would think he would want to play.
Now, I'm not saying the Cavs are moving up in the lottery to take Bronny. That's not what I'm saying.
It's lingering for those.
But this is a little bit of an odd draft. There is no clear-cut consensus. There are some good players in this draft, but it sort of feels like the year of the Anthony Bennett draft, where there isn't a clear-cut number one. There's a bunch of guys like this is the type of draft that gets people fired. Because
because somebody's going to go 10 or 12 or 14 that ends up being great.
Yes, and you're going to overdraft guys.
Yeah.
Because it's just a puddle right now.
Right.
So Bronny's getting overdrafted.
Well,
that's what you said.
So there could be guys that they're looking at because again, this is the last draft that they control. So this is an important draft.
By the way, if the Cavs do draft Bronny, then all hell's going to break loose.
Yes, I know.
Oh man, I hope that. I want that to happen so bad.
Yes, I know.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Is it how often do teams draft players that don't work out for them?
All the time.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
I just wanted to put that out there. You know,
It happens often. But
it's all gonna break loose for sure.
I mean, and again, I don't want to turn this into a Bronny segment.
But it's that's
worth
the biggest story of this draft.
It's worth mentioning that he is lingering over this entire thing.
Isn't he the biggest? Because there's no clear number one pick, isn't Bronny the biggest story of the draft? Because of what it could potentially mean for LeBron?
In a way, yes. This draft is weird because it has no top-end talent that you look at and you're like, he's for sure going to be a there's a bunch of guys that can turn into really good players.
Depends where they end up.
A lot of
coach.
depth, exactly. The situation, the coaching staff, the philosophy, offensive and defensively. You know, there's talent in this draft. There's just not a generational guy like a Wemby.
Why is it this year? Is there a reason? Does this have to do with COVID and all the?
No.
Like, what's happening this year? Is this coincidence?
It happens.
You mean to tell me that this man is going to become a first-round pick?
I don't know.
Off of 4 points per game.
Stop bringing up Bronny. Stop bringing up. This is not.
I can't believe
Bronny's the biggest story, Mike.
But Ty,
to answer your question about let me get back on topic. To answer your question, could the Cavs trade into the lottery? Of course they could. They could package Jared Allen in a pick and move up and get into there. But the thing is, I don't know. We don't know what they're like, who the guy would be. Like, there's nobody that's like that's worth it. That's definitely the missing piece.
Yeah.
That's definitely worth it. And that's what makes this question so hard to if they should or should not do it.
They need a playmaking wing. That's the biggest need on this roster. Now, are you going to find that?
Is that in this draft? That's
and someone who's going to step in and give you quality minutes on a team that's trying to compete for a championship? That's a big ask. Now, there's better odds of moving in the lottery and finding that than from where they're at now.
Mike likes the older guy who wears the shorts that are too short. What's his name?
Tristan Da Silva out of Colorado.
Yeah.
I like Keyshawn George as well. I'm also coming around on the idea that if the wing you don't like, if you stay at 20 and the wings you don't like aren't there, there are a couple of stretch bigs in this draft who I think make a little bit of sense. Kyle Filipowski could be in that range. I talked to a few people. I mentioned his name before. Jason, I texted you about it yesterday. Zach Edey's crushing workouts. Yeah. I don't think he'll be there at 20.
I'm
actually convinced he won't be there at 20. I think there's a much, much, much better chance he goes top 10 than falls to 20, but he is absolutely destroying workouts right now.
So he's an old school center.
But
how tall is he?
7'4".
He's massive.
Yeah,
he can shoot
massive.
though.
He can shoot. Yeah.
Oh, he can shoot the outside?
He did not shoot at all at Purdue. They did not let him shoot.
Yeah.
They did not let him shoot. He can't shoot.
Well, so he'd be a perfect replacement then potentially for Jared Allen.
Yes.
If he's at 20, I am very intrigued.
They better sprint
that
because you could play him you play him on defense against centers, obviously, right? But you still have Mobley inside.
Ty, real quick, he's not like a shooter. He can shoot. You still have spacing issues, but from what I've heard from
guys,
guys,
better than Allen for the.
He can shoot threes. There's another center, Kyle Ware out of Indiana, who has crazy talent. It's the mental side of things that have question marks with him. We see it in every draft. There's red flags. But he's another stretch big who can shoot that, theoretically speaking, if he's there at 20 and the wing you want isn't there, I wouldn't be opposed to going that direction. Ty, so what are you saying?
I said if they're trading up in the lottery to get Zach Edey, I'm fine. I'm fine with replacing Jared Allen for Zach Edey. I mean, that's
how high do we think they'd have to trade up to get him?
I'm pretty convinced he's going lottery. Jason, have you heard similar things on Edey?
He's
done nothing on the draft.
Zero on the draft. I'll dig in on it in the next week or so, and I'll have a better answer for you. But I'm not going to lie and act like I've done nothing with
it. At 7'4", he'd be a lot to deal with there.
I liked him at Purdue.
Yeah.
He's just massive. He takes up a ton of space.
I hated him at Purdue.
If this were 1984 or 1994, he'd be the first pick in the draft.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not.
And because this is such an awkward draft, teams are going to fall in love with guys.
Could he go one? Could he still go one? Mike, is that possible? Is it possible he goes one?
No, because Klingon, he won't go above Klingon.
I never even heard of Klingon.
He was the center at UConn.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. He's going first?
I think if I had to put my money on it today, Donovan Klingon would be the first pick. Now, if San Antonio trades up to one, they like the wing out of France, Rishayer, I can't pronounce his name. But if Atlanta stays at one, I think Klingon's the pick.
Okay.
I was going to say something I forgot now.
We forgot.
Last point on the lottery, real quick. Jason, what do you think in a wonky draft like this where there is no consensus whatsoever it would take to get into the lottery?
Yeah.
Because Tyvis said Allen and 20, that's way too much to pay to get into the lottery.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
So what do you think it takes to get into the lottery?
To get in the lottery? I mean, you have no other picks to trade.
That's why I think it's a weird situation. I'm not
Dean
quite
Wade
sure what
in
that
the
looks
20th
like.
pick?
It depends how high up you're trying to go. Are you trying to go to 3 or are you trying to go to 12?
11,
That's a massive difference.
Yeah, well, I don't think you need to go to 3 to get to Zach Edey, do you?
I'm not saying if you trade up.
I'm saying it. I have no idea.
If you trade up, I feel like you're getting a wing. I feel like you're trading up
Gotcha.
to get the wing you want. You more stick at 20 if you're willing to let a big fall to you. I just don't know what the
How high
package
could you get with Dean Wade and the 20th pick?
I have no idea. Depends the team, I guess.
It depends on the team. And that's a cop-out answer, but it's really not because it's Dean Wade's a good player. Like, he's a good player.
Right.
He's had injuries the last 2 postseasons. That's unfortunate because I really like Dean, and he's on a team-friendly
contract. You got to give up something to get something.
You got to give up something to get something.
Yeah.
You can't really do Okoro. He's restricted. I guess you could. I guess you could do Okoro. He's a restricted free agent.
But is a team going to move down in the draft and give up a rookie contract for whatever Okoro's going to sign?
Right.
Like there's a
Right.
lot of moving pieces, and that's why I was
Yeah.
asking Jason. I don't know what that deal looks like.
All
frankly.
right. Let's move on to this game that we're playing. We don't even know anything about it.
Nope.